Let me, thank you. And I would like to see everybody participating and enjoying the webinar because this is very important for us. Thank you everybody for being here. My name is Samantha Yarino. Today I'm gonna support you on how to make goal settings for the new year, smarter goals to crush them all and get to the best of our results. So what we're gonna see today is how to set SMART goals to obtain clarity and determination easily and effectively. So also we're gonna create how to understand and create growth mindset. And also we're gonna boost your productivity in a healthier manner. Or in other words, what we're gonna learn is how to make SMART goals without having any negative emotion like anxiety or any stress that we can have that sometimes give us in order to get to our results. And let's start by asking ourselves, what is success? What is success for you? Because the word of success is a suggestive word with different definitions and perceptions for each one. One of the principles of success is how to know to get to your outcomes. Success depends on setting goals and striving for them. If you are here, you know how to define your objective, and yet you want to know more. You want to keep on growing on your mind growing your mind to get better and better in order to get to your results. You want to keep on doing that because maybe there is something more unconsciously that you are looking for. Something is happening that maybe some of the goals that you planned for this year didn't went through, and we're gonna find out what could it happen. So on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being not effective and 5 being effective, how great are you at achieving your goals every year? And how strong is your goal settings in order to put them to the next year? If you can, write it down, that number, so you can have it for yourself. And be realistic and sincere with yourself. Okay, so what are goals? Everybody knows that a goal is, and what they are useful, for what purpose do we have to make goals? I don't like to make goals, but goals are ideas that a person determines. The desired results of those ideas of what a person imagines is the needs to plan it, to commit, and to achieve. We all have hopes and dreams, and they cannot stay like that because we have to make them happen. We need to take action to make them real. So goals give us direction, meaning, motivation, very important, energy, satisfaction, learning, and progress in life. So my goal here with you all today is to make you understand the importance of setting goals and specific goals to create an unstoppable mindset to achieve them. So if you're procrastinating too much, here is the reason. I'm going to show you the reasons that maybe you're procrastinating. And let's start by mentioning the SMART goals. SMART goals are more specifically than goals in general. They are more, you can have more direction when we talk about SMART goals. That's why the SMART goes there. And to know what each word of the SMART, let's go through it. So specific, the letter S means specific. The more specific you bring to your goal, the clearer it will be. It must be focused and clear. What specifically do you want? I want to pay my debts. Okay. Specifically, what debts? What do we need to find out? Put everything on top of the table. Specifically, what debt do you want to get rid of? Starting from which one to ending from which one? So I want financial freedom. Okay, how do you want to plan? How do you gonna plan that? You're too abstract. That's too general. I want to create a business. What type of business? What do you like? What is your why? So this is too abstract, too general to talk about this type of goals when we talk about it. And sometimes, and yesterday I was mentioning, sometimes we also say, I want to get rid of anxiety. Okay, anxiety from what? So we have to go more deep to understand our ways of thinking and to be clear in that goal that we want to meet. So the next one will be measurable. M is for measurable. Able to track progress toward the goal and understand when you have to attain it. Measurable could be, I want to make $200,000 for next year. Okay, how are you gonna plan it? Okay, so what you're gonna do each month to get to that big number? Because you have to put it in pieces, specifically, measurable, okay? So next one will be attainable. Is it achievable? Is it only for you? Because sometimes we do things, we have our goals, but sometimes it's not because of me at all. It comes with another parts, another things, reasons. Like I'm doing this because I want to make my husband happy. I want to make it for my children. I want to make it for any reason that you want to make it. But for real, is that a goal that you want to meet because of you? And it is important. Is it important for you or for another person? Internal issues and conflict starts here. Think about ecology. How this goal affect others in your family and your social environment. Because maybe you're thinking too much, and maybe that goal will affect a lot of things in your environment, especially sometimes happens with our partner, happens with our couple, sometimes happens with our kids, that we have to let go a little bit of them. Taking care of them is not it's not gonna be that much. So we have to look for help so the kids can be, somebody can take care of them while I'm reaching that goal. So you have to plan that. Is it realistic? It is important for you right now. Is it reachable now? It's good to have big and think big. You know, it's good to have big goals and think to have big goals with a big purpose. But you have to think with purpose too. Do you have the resources that you need in this moment to make it happen? And if not, what is limiting you to get through to it? So this is, you have to align yourself, be coherent with yourself, align your mind with your heart to see what is going on inside of you. Communicate to everybody in your environment to see how you can get to that and make it realistic. You can get to it, but you have to make a plan. And then timely. Timely is something very important. It must include a deadline or time frame. Milton Erickson is an American psychiatrist who specializes in medical hypnosis and family therapy. And he mentioned a goal without a date is just a dream. Procrastinations come if you don't write a date. So it's very important to have a date on it. By saying all this and understanding better about your goals, I need you to now think about the context, because we have a lot of goals and maybe they are all mixed up because we're not thinking about a context. And it's dividing in 7 areas of our life. How about your goals in career? Goals are bigger than objective, and goals states how you want to be. Objective states how you plan to get there. So in order for us to start working with our goals, I would recommend for each context to write one goal for now, Then you start little by little until you get expert on this. And if you're an expert, you can go through other goals if you want. You can do 3 goals for each one. And then under those particular goals, do 3 objectives. I'm going to show you how. So the career is one of the areas of life. Then we have financial, relationship or family. And I will divide this in 2. They put them together. But for me, relationship have to be separated from family. Because sometimes we have kids, but we have to also think about our couple. And we have to make goals as couples. Okay, so it will be social, the other one. What do you want for your personal life? How do you want to enjoy your life to have fun? Then we have the health and fitness. How are you going to take care of your health? And if you're proposing to do something, to go to the gym or anything, how are you going to work with that? Personal growth, like learning, because we are always learning and we feel motivated every time that we learn something. That's our process, human process, to keep on learning in our life. And spirituality. So these are the 7 areas, which I think are 8, to start working with each context. And I would recommend to write 3 goals for each one for the year to come. And then in each goal, write the objective. And the objective is the planning. How are you going to get to that goal? So for each goal, write 3 objectives achieving that goal. What do you need to get it? I'm gonna, at the end of the presentation, I'm gonna write your questions so we can answer them. Okay, so basically that's what we're gonna do. And we're gonna do this exercise, and to choose one context from now. I want you to now do choose a context, write 1 goal here, and start thinking how it's gonna be your plan with 3 objectives. Like if I want to go to the gym because I want to lose 15 pounds from here to the end of the month, what you have to do to make that happen. And you have to put the date, December 31, 2021. I'm gonna be waiting this, then you put the what you wanna wait, right? And then doing this, and this every single day, planning to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. This at this time, I'm gonna start scheduling to do exercise. Meanwhile, I'm gonna do a diet or a healthy eating. I'm gonna start healthy, to eat healthy, because sometimes the language is very important. And when you say diet, you're rejecting what you wanna do. You have to say a healthy lifestyle, eating. I want to eat healthy, and that will be better for your unconscious mind to receive it and to approve it. Okay, so think with intention. We have the context. We talk about the context, what we need. We have to be specifically in that moment, that place, what specifically you want. We talk about the SMART goals, to have that context clear about that goal that we want to get. And then we're going to talk about mindset, because the mindset is very important in all this process. How are we going to get that growing mindset to keep on performing performing to get to my results? Then we go with the feelings, what I am feeling, motivated, or I'm getting too overwhelmed. So we have to work with that. As we go to the action, we're gonna get to the results. And it's difficult because you're planning, and sometimes the reality don't get you to there. So even though reality could be like this, therefore we need to be clear and intentional to our values of what is important for us to meet that goal and to reach them. And I love this picture because people think especially the ones who doesn't know about entrepreneur, about business leader, how to know what our responsibilities of owning a business. They think that it goes directly to the successful and results that we want. And it's not like that. Sometimes it can be like that. And if it's like that, good for you. But it's like going up and down. Sometimes you get frustrated, how I'm getting out from there. It's okay to get frustrated, but it's time to keep on working. It's not time to keep on acting, crying and being victimizing yourself. You have to keep on going to get to that goal, okay? And I wanna tell you about this analogy who's used by many specialists, and it's a rider mounted on an elephant. The elephant is powerful and ancient, but also impulsive and irrational. So this is the limbic system. Like this is the brain. So we have the neocortex, who is the conscious, the rational. Then we have the limbic, that is over here, that is the emotional. And then we have the reptilian brain, that is the one who connects with all our parts of our nervous system and all what we feel and how we construct and reprogram our habits, okay? So the limbic system, he wants immediate gratification. That's the elephant. Seeking pleasure and running away from any hint of discomfort. He only cares about the here and the now. The rider, on the other hand, is cold and calculating. That's the prefrontal cortex. He thinks long-term and can plan every step, but it takes more time and effort to act. Different areas of the brain performs various functions, and they compete with each other to determine which decisions to make. One area is more impulsive and emotional. That will be the elephant, representing the unconscious mind. And another one is more reflective and rational. That's the rider. That's the conscious mind. So the elephant and the rider are not enemies, but they must live in balance. So they have to be aligned to get to our purpose, to get to our goals. If you can empower the rider and motivate the elephant, you will get to your results. Do what you should, even if you don't feel like it. Stop doing what you feel like doing if it doesn't suit you. Don't procrastinate. If your rider doesn't commit to anything, your elephant will be distracted by everything. You will be like a ship adrift in the sea, and you will only reach your destination by chance. Often, what appears to be resistance from the elephant is a lack of clarity from the rider. If the rider is not clear about where he's going, he's more likely to get carried away. So that's why it's so important to have goals and to write your goals, because that goes to your unconscious mind. The unconscious mind is a joker. He will start to play with you, telling that internal voice saying that you cannot do it, limiting yourself, how you're gonna make this is too much. But the writer have to get control of that, okay? So how we are dealing with all those emotions while we are working with our goals? I know. Suppose we have the objective and commitment to make the change to reach the desired state. What resources could help me eliminate these thoughts and change my state and physiology to change my behavior? Well, you have to remove those mental blocks that get you in the way, that gets in the way to get to the results. And that comes when you have clarity and determination in what you want. Is the mindset that we're talking about. What's the attitude? The attitude makes the behavior, which the behavior gets to an action in order to get to the success. That is the definition that we were talking about when we started the presentation. So how are you gonna do this? Just visualize yourself, imagine yourself. Visualization and imagination are two essential terms to be able to flow with excellence, as we say it in NLP, in our NLP processes, neuro-linguistic programming. Okay, so in addition, it is necessary to calibrate our behavior, what we are feeling, what we are seeing, what we are hearing to ourselves, what we are having inside of us, what is connecting our heart with our mind that makes us stronger, or what makes us weak to get to those goals. So it's how your physiology is with your physiology, you have to work to motivate yourself to start working with those things that you are having in your mind, those images that you are creating in your mind. Okay, so the event we want to work, it is what defines you for what you want to feel and what you want to do. Okay, so seeing all this, also we have to work out with also the ways of thinking. Sometimes we think like, I don't know what is going on, why I stay too long in this, only I'm doing my steps, I'm doing everything, but I get like stuck in this process. Maybe your ways of thinking are too reactive. That doesn't mean that you're lazy. Is that maybe you are analyzing too much how to do it better. And sometimes that goes with persons that are too perfectionists. They want to do so much, so good on what they're doing that they stay in that loop thinking, and they look for more that gets better. Oh, but I like this because this will make me better. And there's always a looking for something that will make him better and never get out and take action. No, I have to be prepared. I want to be prepared to start getting action. And then you stay like that. You stay in that moment, which you don't have action, you don't have results. Times goes by because you keep on going in a loop without any decision. Also, the options, ways of thinking of the options is sometimes gets the people struggle with getting to the goals. Why? Because we're thinking too much about a lot of options. I want to do this, but I want to do this. Oh, but I like this and I want to do this. And especially if you are a positive person, that everything is beautiful and everything is perfect and everything is good, you will start getting in that loop. And if you have also the reactive thinking in those patterns that you have in your ways of thinking, you will understand why you are stuck. And that gets you to anxiety. One time I was talking to a person, a really good person, a very good psychologist, and he's not here, he's from Puerto Rico. Let me be clear, because I just don't want to misunderstand anything. But that doctor told me, you have generalized anxiety. And I said, because I was studying, and I said, you know what? I don't want to keep that label on I don't have that label. Don't label me like that. I know what is troubling me to feel like this way. It's because I was trying to be perfect, and I was looking to analyze everything, to look for the root of everything. Because if you're always looking for the concept to the root of the cause of everything that goes around you, you also stay in the same place. And I can tell you by my experience, which I have to keep on moving on to be more proactive, to be more in the process, to start taking out my limiting beliefs, to start working with my values. That makes me keep on going to make me the person that which I am, which I have to continue working on, but if I put them in action, I know that I'm gonna keep on growing. So it's just not to stop. Just take action with no fear, with no limitation, and go to it. Go for your goals. Go through what is important for you and forget about everything that is going on. Focus on yourself, on what you really want, and continue your way and your journey. Okay, so the values are important, because values is what motivates you. Motivation is an emotion. It's a state that changes your physiology and your behavior. You can train your mind to be motivated. You can look for motivations that are more intrinsic, because when we look for the motivations that are outside, they can keep on motivating you, but there will be a moment that you're gonna be again coming down. The motivation, you will lack of motivation because you're not going to the process to look for what is inside of you, which is important for you. What makes you happy to continue doing your purpose, what you really want to do. Okay, some of the habits that you must give up to move forward is that you have to know what you want. Choosing to do nothing is not a choice. So don't say that, well, I have clients that say, no, well, it's too difficult. I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Why? Because you're not committed. You have to be in the cause. You have to be responsible of your actions. You have to be responsible of yourself. You cannot keep on keeping in the reason and justifications to stay in the same place. Nobody can make a change if you don't take responsibilities of those changes. Okay, so you have to put in your mind that in order for you to get to the result, you have to be responsible from it and commit, because everybody wants to make a change. Oh, I would like to have this. Oh, I would love to make this change. Okay, are you committed? Well, I don't have time. I have to work with this. I have to work with that. And then comes the reasons. And that's where you started stopping, and you start, then at the end of the year, you say, oh, I did this, I didn't did that, because you were in the excuses and the reasons from rejecting from what you really wanted to do, but it was too difficult. It was too difficult. And that's why coaches are here, psychologists are here, and psychiatrists are here to work with you with the accountability. Therapists also. Okay, so let's think about that, because we want to make a lot of changes, but we are not committed to do it so. And that's part of the mindset, the attitude that you get, that you make for yourself, and the commitment that you make for yourself. You will be always feel that satisfaction that you're doing it for yourself. So what happened? That when your conscious mind and your unconscious mind are correctly aligned, you become unstoppable, because you are the rider is riding the elephant with a guide, with no limiting beliefs, with no negative emotions, no fear, no anxiety. You can go for it, thinking about what you really want. And it's not easy, because there's some blocking, and there are events in our past that have been negative that we have to, that's why we in NLP we work with timeline therapy and hypnosis, because that's so reprogramming in your mind. Those negative emotions are so reprogramming in your mind that you need to have the tools and the tools to work with it, to let go of those negative emotions, to release those negative emotions, and to continue your way. And with hypnosis, that studies are now and mentioning that this is a grateful and useful tool to clear your mind of everything that is going on in this moment, to release yourself, to look for that clarity that you need to get to your purpose. And that's why we are here. And at the end, when you get to those goals at the end of the year, you will celebrate your victories, because only you understand how long it took to achieve them. Only you. So start celebrating each goal. It can be, you start with small steps. Start with small steps to get to the big ones. That's the only way that you're gonna get it. Being conscious, being mindfulness, and to continue working with yourself every day to have the habits that you need in order for you to get to the results. Any questions?
That was awesome, Sam.
Let me see if I have something here. cross your goals. And I wish you a marvelous new year, 2022. Okay, so I want to take out the screen so I can see everybody. There we go.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So I sent it in your private chat, but I know it's funny. I just had
I
just had a one-on-one with Jasmine a little bit ago. We talked about this. But so when people heard everything you said and you get some feedback back from clients and they say, this is great. I have all these goals, but I'm multitasking. I've got this responsibility with family and I've got different things with my business. Give us some thoughts on that when people say I'm doing a lot of different things.
I have a time management course, and multitasking, it was good for a few years ago, but now studies are saying that multitasking is not useful for a person because their brain we have more than 4 million bits of communication outside. Our brain cannot get that much. That's why we get stressed and we start communicating. Our filters generalize, distort, and eliminate information. So if you are multitasking, I will recommend you to write everything down and put it in blocks, write it in blocks to have them clear. Because when you're multitasking, you will forget about something and you will commit an error. Errors in businesses we are making too much errors in businesses because multitasking was one of the things. Now when you go to an interview and you say multitasking, they have to go more deep because obviously it's too abstract. We have to see what you're multitasking to see if it's good for you or if it's not helping you. That's one of the things. But since as you mentioned to me, you're working with different contexts, divide those contexts, family, business, and start working with those to-dos that you have to make and put them in blocks.
Congratulations, Sam. This was really terrific. I hadn't taken one of these for many years, and I think refresher courses on, planning for next year. And the problem is, one, everybody has got to eat the elephant, Next 2022 looks like an elephant when we look at it, and gosh, how do you go after it? And I know it's one bite at a time, and then you look at, okay, do I go with my career first, my financial? Well, as an older generation member of this group, I will tell you that the number one thing we need to go after is our health and our fitness. The older I get, the more I appreciate some of the things that I've been doing the last 5 years, like bike riding and walking and getting into a climate where I can do those things almost 12 months a year. So if you're not exercising, if you're not cautious on your health and your teeth and your eyes and everything that goes with your health, I highly recommend you make that a priority, which I posted that I'm telling y'all, by April 30th, I want to weigh 20 pounds less. I need to do that. So I'm putting it out there. So I have to, and that's another thing, the more people you tell, the more people you challenge, they challenge you, they ask you about it. It's hard to hide when you don't do a weight loss. So I challenge all of you, if you've got something that you want to do, that one thing, make it that's your priority. And then let us all help you by holding you accountable. Because I think accountability is one of the things we don't hold each other to.
I'm actually going to bring the scale too to make sure that you've done that personally. We're going to do a weigh-in.
Yeah, I'm going to do a weigh-in right here Monday morning.
Marvel Monday.
And let me tell you, one of the things that I would recommend more than doing, physical health is important, but we are now working with so many things in the outside mentally that we have to focus also in the mindfulness, and we have to focus on how we are working with our emotions and how we are doing with our mental health. Because in order for us to be physically, to have a good performance in our physical health, we have to think about the mental health. And I can tell you, I put in one of my goals, and Marvel Mondays know, half marathon in February. And what I'm studying about myself, I'm doing this because that's one of my goals, but also I'm putting myself in that moment to see how I'm going to work with my tools to make it happen. And running is a state of emotion. It's a state of emotion. You have to be motivated to go and run, and you have to look for it, and you have to be motivated in the competition. We are business leaders, and the motivators of competence have to be there, not for to compete with other ones, compete with ourselves to be better and better each day. So that's one of the things that I'm putting on I'm doing this experiment and research for myself doing the marathon, because every time that I run, I learn something, and I learn how to be motivated, how to put my anchors in those moments that I feel like I don't want to run. And that's also, I'm gonna model to keep on building my business. When I want to feel that maybe I'm too tired, let's keep on motivation to get to that meeting, to commit to what I compromise, to do this, to do that, in order to get to the results. But it's very important to the part of mental health to work each day with it. What is going on that I'm feeling this anxiety? Go inside yourself. Because sometimes the image that we have, the pictures that we're making in our head, our mind is all about pictures and sounds and feelings, and those, everything is there. Everything is there. You're watching a movie and your mind is in another place. You're in trance. So you have to keep consciously, you have to be conscious about your unconscious mind, because you don't know what he can make. And even though you sleep and you're saying that you're sleeping, sometimes we are not sleeping the way that we should.
Yeah,
So
I
we have
appreciate
to
you.
focus for that. Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you mentioning that piece as well. I'm a therapist, and I've, have had an increase in clientele, and much of which the physical manifestations of illness are actually directly correlated with the mental health, with how we're internalizing our emotions, how, we make meaning of our experiences, and et cetera. So I really, really just want to say thank you for mentioning that and adding that to this portion, I guess, something that I'm very passionate about. But I do have a question for you. So aside from the mental health, right, that is sort of my domain. So personally, I feel like for my goals, I do really well with maintaining my self-care versus like these other areas of my life that I want to work on. But let's say we're venturing out with a goal and we have this ability, we have the determination, or at least enough to get jump started, right? The mindset, et cetera, they're all into place. The intrinsic motivation is in place, but we don't have the resources to, like, let's say one of my goals might be to expand my business to such and such, right?
Mm-hmm.
What would be the objectives that would go under that goal if you don't quite know where to start or how to make that happen? Sometimes we have a goal, but we really have no idea sort of the leap between having a goal and then knowing the objectives that would make that goal accomplishable.
That's where the SMART goals comes in. You have to ask questions. What do you want, and how you're going to get to it? And if you don't know how to do it, then you have to ask yourself, what are the resources that I need to get to that, and start looking for them.
I highly recommend, if you were looking for your business growth, that Patty and Angie are huge proponents of, helping small businesses do that. And I know that as a resource, our chamber has been wonderful. I know that Jose and Karina know how to do all kinds of marketing stuff. I mean, we have people just on this call that could be great helps to you to grow that business. And I'm glad that you said something, because it gives us an opportunity to highlight all the people here that can help you and would love to help you. I mean, seriously, we're all on this call because we want to better not only ourselves, but in order to help ourselves, we've got to help others too, because as we boost them, we boost ourselves. So
Portia, that means you need to schedule a one-to-one with Samantha, so then she can do a private.
And I would love to know what you do, Portia. And let me tell you, do a to-do list of what you need in order for you to get to that goal. Do a research. And if you need any person that is here can help you. Talk to Patty, like Stephanie says, Angie, Karina, even Stephanie that just mentioned it. we are all here to help us. That's why I love this community. So if you need any, what I'm answering the question from, because of what you're telling me from the outside, just write down all the things that you need, because you have all the resources to get to that goal.
And then call her.
But let's take a coffee and we can talk and chat a little bit more. We can also we can work together. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions?
So can I give a testimonial?
I think so.
So I have the opportunity, and I do make my little jokes. And when we do the hypnotherapy, I do say hocus pocus, but that's just me because I'm playful. Samantha definitely knows how to get inside of your head and calms you down so then you can reach your goal. So I'm going to let everyone know my goal for 2022 is to pass a test so then I can expand my mother's legacy for myself and my family. So I have been trying. I hit a wall. It's okay. And we're growing the family business really big, and it's going to be beautiful. But then next year it's going to be in my hands. So definitely you're helping me
Thank you,
go to that next level. So I just wanted to share that with everybody.
Thank you, Karina. No, and I would like, now that we have time, and I finished, because I'm in my ways of thinking is also very specific. So maybe I will take, and also because I want to think in Spanish and throw it in English, sometimes I take a little bit more of time than I'm supposed to, but I'm in good time. So I would like you to, if you have the smart, I would like to have examples of your, maybe two persons that can mention their goal, the one goal that I mentioned. If you have it in your hand and you want to mention it, so we can have an example of how to do a SMART goal.
I can give one. Since everyone on the call is helpful, this might be a great time to pull on some of those resources.
Don't worry, do it simple, that's okay.
Okay, I don't know if this qualifies as a SMART goal or if it needs to be broken down, but right now I'm a sole practice by myself. I would like to become a group practice where I have multiple therapists work with me.
Perfect. So by what date? So let's go with the SMART specifically. What do you want?
I would like it to be within the next 2 years, preferably within the next year, but
okay.
2.
How many therapists do you want to have by the 2 years? And in the 2 years?
Somewhere between 6 and 10.
6 and 10? Choose a number. 6 or 10? 6? Okay,
6
perfect.
start.
Your unconscious mind is telling you 6. Okay, so that's great. Okay, now let me know the date, specific date, 2 years. Specifically, what date in 2 years?
June 1st.
June 1st from what year? Write it down.
2023.
Good. Perfect. So is it achievable?
Yeah.
Is it for
if
you
I use
or
the
for
time properly.
another person? Is it for you or you're including another person? Or is it for another one?
It's for me.
For you. Perfect. Is it realistic?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
if I can use my time.
So I want you to write it in the present. I want you to write it in the present terms. Like if it was now, Portia.
Okay.
Samantha, isn't where we fall short? I mean, it's realistic right now as you're writing it down. 6 new people, how is she going to find them? I'm concerned that I myself will do exactly what she's doing. And then all of a sudden 6 became, gosh, I can't even get 1. And then, yeah.
Yeah, that's where the objectives comes, because that's the specific goal. Remember, goals and then the objective. Because the goal is the big thinking, the big idea. How to get to that goal, you need to put at least 3 objectives. Okay, but I need to have that SMART goal to start continuing with the objective, because that SMART goal have to be very clear. And if I want her to do it, to motivate herself, to think about that, to start working on it, she has to put the mind in a present moment. So I'm telling you, Portia, and I want you to write that in the way that I'm gonna mention it to you. It is now, put the date. It is now, date to be achieved, you told me?
June 1st,
June 1st, 2023.
2023.
And I, Portia, have easily, and then you're gonna start putting all your words, empowered words there. Okay, all the empowered words. And if you can write it down with me, because we're gonna do an exercise before we leave, that we're gonna put that goal in your timeline for the future. So start writing down. It is now the date that you want to be that goal, be committed. And I, your name, have easily, successfully, healthy, smoothly, put all the words that empowers you, because my language is not the same as yours. Achieve this goal to have my 6 therapists under my, and you want to write your company name, put it beautiful. The more beautiful you, it's like a vision board. The more beautiful you put that goal, more empowered you are to get it to it, more vision you have to get it, and more motivation. Okay. When you finish, Portia, please read it and read it to me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, sorry. So it is now June 1st, 2023, and I, Portia Cunningham, have easily, successfully, in a healthy way, smoothly, and with balance and compassion, achieved the goal of having 6 therapists under rooted therapy.
Perfect. How do you feel? How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's exciting to say
It's
that.
excited from the first one. Remember, tell me when you first told me your goal. I want to have.
It was like, I'm confident that, yeah.
So you see the difference? It's not the same to say it in the present. Again, tell it again. Say it again.
It is now June 1st, 2023, and I, Portia Cunningham, have easily, successfully, healthily, smoothly, and with balance and compassion achieved the goal to have 6 therapists under rooted therapy.
Perfect. Woo! So that is what it's meant all about. So people say, oh, I wrote these goals. And then at the end of the year, you break the board. Because here they are. Here are my obstacles. All of my obstacles are here. And I broke them when I did my master. Easily and effortlessly. That's in the training that we do, and I'm gonna show you. Let me see if I can do a mini course so we can do it, and we can all join and be happy.
Well, thank you so much.
And meet all of our goals.
I wanted to add something. Can I share something? That it works very good, like you mentioned, visualization. So I have been using it in the past, and it is magic. So I can suggest to Portia that if you want that, in your visualization, you can get a picture of you with the 6 people around you, and you can put it in that special place and your visualization. So inside or what is the Samantha said, your inner voice or your income is going to see it. When you see it, the people, the pictures, It can be an edited picture. You can take any picture and edit, and you can put it in between them. So visualization words is magic. See, anyone wants something, you had to take the picture. If you want a Corvette or any car, you have to go to the dealer and take the picture with the car and have it in your special place that you can see it daily.
Thank you, Maria. I love it. That's why vision boards are so motivational. That's why vision boards, the thing that is important is that don't overwhelm the vision board. You have to be very specific on what you want, because when we have too much goals, you won't get in, you get too much, you know, you have your brain, it doesn't want, it's too much for the brain to start to start focusing on one thing at a time. So let's do now the exercise before we go. Let's put that SMART goal in our future. And Patty, if you can put the music that it was nice. So now that we all have that SMART goal, okay? Remember to do the 3 steps, the 3 objectives after we leave, because it's almost time to go. But remember to do the 3 steps for that specific goal that you have, for sure. Okay, so.
Yep.
Patty's here. Oh, so should I put no, I have to put the music. Let me put the music really fast. And I want you to start thinking, and I want you to take that goal in you.
Samantha,
and start,
20 minutes.
Sí.
You got it.
Hey, Samantha, can I send something, a little message also to Portia too? So Portia, one thing I'll share with you in my journey is you always want, and this is for everybody, but I think it's really important that each of us really focus on surrounding yourself with like-minded, can-do, positive people. If people are going down that snake hole, the rabbit hole, and it's negative Nanny, and I can't do this, I can't do that, you need to get rid of that toxic energy. But you want to surround people like Samantha, like everyone on this call, because as Stephanie said, we can all build each other up, and that was very well said, Stephanie.
Perfect, David. Thank you so much.
Samantha,
Thank
you
you.
ready?
Okay, so let's start. So now I want you to get that goal and start closing your eyes and start breathing. Let's do our breathing techniques. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Having that SMART goal in your mind, what is the last thing that has happened, that has to happen, so you know you got it? What is that last thing? Is it a contract? Is it money in your bank? So basically, what is the last thing that have to happen to know what you got? Now, I want you to make that internal representation, like what you are seeing. Put that goal in visual. Do an image of it. What you're hearing. You're listening to your family congratulating you. You're listening to your staff saying thank you for this opportunity. What are you hearing? And what are you feeling? Those emotions of excitement, satisfaction. I did it. I am enough. And I really can do it because I have all the resources that I needed. to be successful on it. Now, I want you to take that representation, that picture, that image with the sounds, with the internal voice that you're giving of satisfaction, all those feelings that you're feeling right now. And I want you to step forward from your timeline to the future, to the date that you want that goal to be realized. With all those internal representations, all those images. Put that picture bigger, colorful, louder. Make that excitement really big in your heart. Connect them all to your body. Bigger, brighter, shiny. And go all through the way to the date when you propose and commit to make it happen. Now, associate with that. Associate with the picture. See it through your own eyes and make it happen. Now, with that being said, I want you to come back and get out of the picture. See you as an observer. See yourself in the picture like if you were in the movie, of everybody congratulating you, of everybody, of yourself, your happiness and excitement. Look outside from that picture and leave that picture in that date. And while you are getting out from that picture, with all the memories, all the emotions that you're feeling, I want you to come back to now. And I want you to come back to now with all the happiness, all the joy, all the motivation that you need to make that goal possible for yourself. And when I count to 5, come back to now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to now. It's a little, because we don't have too much time, it's a process, it's a longer process. But that's the way that we put in the timeline. We have to, when we do this, we have to get out all the negative emotions in our process of the coaching sessions. It's a long way in our process of the coaching sessions, because before doing this, we work with the client to get out of the negative emotions, to work with positive suggestion with hypnosis. It's a beautiful process. And at the end, you can reprogram that, those goals, those habits in the system of the person, so he can continue in a positive way to create their goals. And that's the accountability. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. I'm very glad that you're here, and I hope that we can do it in some part of the way in person, that we can meet in person, and we can get together and do more meditations and more mindfulness exercise for our best. Thank you so much.